There has been plenty of time for crazy things to occur after 101 seasons of the NFL. Over the years, we've witnessed amazing achievements, amazing blunders, and moments of every description, from the bizarre to the banal. There's almost nothing in NFL history that you can't find, from legendary plays like the double doink to timeless plays like the catch. The NFL has truly produced it all. So keep watching and leave comments with your own thoughts. We're glad you've returned to our channel. The history of the NFL can be seen as nothing less than a goldmine of possibilities that have actually materialized. What better time than the dullest part of the offseason to look back and recall 15 of the strangest NFL things of all time, given the vast archive of events. In this video, we'll talk about the 15 things you didn't know but you should know. So let's get started. Number 15. Until 2008, the Cowboys had never triumphed at Lambeau Field. Over the years, games between these two storied franchises frequently tested both teams' reputations. We start there because the two coincidentally met for the first time in 1960 at Lambeau Field. In Week 3 of Aaron Rodgers' first season as the starter in Green Bay, the Cowboys didn't come away with a victory until their 10th trip to the frozen wastes that year. The Cowboys have played in Green Bay 5 times since that time, winning just once more. It's surprising that the Cowboys, a team with a long history, appear to have an Achilles heel at Lambeau Field. Number 14. From 1947 to 2018, the Cardinals failed to win in Green Bay. Sticking with Lambeau Field's aura and classic teams, the Cardinals' protracted struggles in Green Bay represent another unexpected NFC streak. These two teams have been competing against one another since the very beginning of the NFL. When they first met in 1921, back in the days of Flappers in Charleston, when the league was still known as the APFA. In actuality, the Cardinals had only triumphed in Green Bay a pitiful 6 times prior to 1947, and it would be a very long time before they did so again. Number 13. In one game, Sammy Bell caught 4 interceptions while playing defensive back, had an 81-yard punt, and completed 4 touchdown passes as a quarterback. Sammy Bell accomplished a feat that would be unthinkable by today's standards during the same 1943 season that Slingin' Sammy Bell would lead the league in both categories for Washington and also in punting average. However, occasionally you will still see defensive players lining up on offense or receivers lining up in a Hail Mary defense. Of course, the days of the Iron Man two-way player are long gone. Number 12. Walter Payton only had one career rushing championship. Despite being regarded as the best running back of his generation and even the greatest running back of all time, Sweetness only ever had one season in which he led the NFL in rushing in 1977, his third. Payton would go on to win MVP and Offensive Player of the Year awards that season. But it's truly amazing to think that a player who for a long time held the NFL record for most rushing yards per game only led the single-season rankings once. Number 11. The youngest member of the Hall of Fame was 34 when he was inducted. Gail Sayers, the Kansas Comet, who only played 7 seasons between 1965 and 1971, was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1977 at the age of just 34. The late Sayers' playing career was cut short by injuries, but Canton voters recognize what everyone already knew about him. When he was on the field, he was the most electrifying man in the world holding a football. Sayers finished his career with 4 Pro Bowl selections and 5 first-team All-Pro nods. He twice led the league in rushing, in 1966 and 1969. George Halas was one of the few who could speak more highly of him as a player, and that says a lot. Number 10. Draft eligibility for college juniors didn't come until 1990. Nowadays, it's a given that the top college football players will leave for the pros after the 3rd year of study, with juniors and redshirt sophomores frequently appearing among the first picks in the draft. To be eligible for the draft, however, you had to have completed 4 years of college prior to 1990. This is what made it possible for things like Archie Griffin to win back-to-back Heisman trophies at Ohio State, or for there to be more dynasties than before. Number 9. Once a kicker won MVP. It was the year 1982. The list of NFL players going on strike demanded better treatment from owners, and the hair was big. The player who stood out the most during the strike-shortened season was a kicker. Think about it if Justin Tucker had won MVP today. Even though he made 95% of his field goals, including a few crucial ones during Washington's season, it still seems strange that a kicker, of all people, won MVP. If necessary, don't hesitate to pinch yourself. Number 8. The NFL held a third-place game from 1960 to 1969. Pete Rozelle came up with a plan in 1960 as the AFL debuted to keep people interested in the NFL for as long as possible. The NFL created the Bert Bell Benefit Bowl to honor the life and career of the aforementioned Bert Bell, who had recently passed away. To get back on track, try saying that 5 times quickly. The Benefit Bowl pitted the two conference runners against one another for third place. Number 7. Since 1991, the Washington Commanders have not defeated another team. Despite enjoying some success over the previous 30 years, the current Commanders haven't shut out a team since September 30th, 1991. It was a 23-0 victory over the division rival Eagles, and it was Washington's third shutout in the season's first 5 weeks. This enormous streak of nearly 500 games is all the more perplexing because they had also scored 1 in each of the previous 2 seasons. Number 6. The following fact illustrates much greater sacrifice, since there are currently over 140,000 people on the wait list for Green Bay Packers season tickets and only 70 to 100 new tickets are distributed each year. Some of these fans have waited over 50 years to obtain these priceless tickets. At that rate, you'd have a better chance of actually making the NFL. Number 5. American Samoa comes in as if you're from one very specific island. According to CBS News, a Samoan is 56 times more likely to play in the NFL than any other American, which is why they now refer to it as Football Island. American Samoa is an island with a population of under 60,000 people, yet there are more than 30 players of Samoan descent in the NFL today, and over 200 playing Division I college football. Number 4. The Bay State Patriots almost took the place of the New England Patriots. Ownership wanted a name that would be more inclusive of the entire region when the Patriots relocated from Boston to Foxborough. Bay State was the first moniker that was suggested to the league, not New England. Ownership, though, shortened it to the BS Patriots, which you can probably understand why the NFL did not like that. The New England Patriots were created as a result, and the rest is history. Number 3. The Green Bay season ticket waiting list has been open for well over a millennium. Last but not least, Green Bay's frozen tundra is a testament to their devoted following. You wouldn't have the chance to buy season tickets for a full millennium and then some if you applied for them right now. All of this is presuming that the Packers are still in Green Bay. The human race hasn't completely vanished, and Lambeau Field is still standing. Number 2. The Houston Oilers have more recently defeated the Cleveland Browns in their division. What a true honor it is to be able to put into words the utter misery the Cleveland Browns have caused for the past 30 years. Since the Houston Oilers last won the AFC Central in 1988, they have won it twice in 1991 and 1993. They then moved to Tennessee in 1996, underwent a name change in 1999, and won the division once more in 2000 as the Titans. In 2002, divisional realignment moved the Titans to the AFC South. Since then, all 3 of the Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers have won the new AFC North at least 5 times without Cleveland winning a single significant divisional championship. Number 1. Doug Williams has thrown touchdown passes in Super Bowls equal to those of the Denver Broncos. Of course, everyone is familiar with Doug Williams' heroism in Super Bowl 22 when he threw 4 touchdown passes in a rout to cement his place in NFL history. The Broncos, his adversary that fateful day, were playing in their second consecutive Super Bowl appearance and second in franchise history. The Broncos have made it to the Super Bowl 8 times overall and have caught just as many touchdown passes as Doug Williams did that February afternoon in 1988. The fact that the Broncos average a touchdown pass every other Super Bowl appearance remains one of the most incredible statistics in NFL history, despite the fact that they have 3 Lombardi trophies and a quarterback list that includes John Elway and Peyton Manning, 2 living legends of the game. It's a happy coincidence that Doug Williams also gave them that number. What are your thoughts on this? Please use the space below to leave a comment, ring the bell, and subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. In the next video, we'll see you.